The UFC is headed to Qatar for what should be a very solid fight night. The main event is a lightweight title eliminator. The co-main event is a welterweight title eliminator. We have 14 fights and a lot of very solid betting opportunities. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my bets for UFC Qatar. Before we talk about the bets, let's talk about the tools. If you go to WeWantPicks.com, there's a whole suite of tools to help you find your own spots. Sure, we've got some copy-paste bets. I'm going to give you a handful of those now, but we also have tools. Teach a man to fish. We have tools that will find spots for you, give you the information you need to find your own bets. And if you want to check out all those tools, all those picks, all those bets, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. One of those tools is the line movement tracker. This is going to give you the opening odds, the current odds, the win probability, and the line movement for every fighter on every card. You're going to get the Prop Hunter. This is a curated set of data specifically designed to help you find prop bets. You're going to get the Fight Simulator. This is a tool that simulates fights 100,000 times and gives you the individual outputs. What I love using this for is over-unders on strike lines, takedown lines. If your favorite sportsbooks offers strike lines and takedown lines, you can make a whole bag because we have been cleaning up with Prize Picks, Underdog, and sportsbooks using this tool. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. You'll unlock every pick, every bet, every tool. Not just the tools I told you about, but we have tools that will build DraftKings fantasy lineups for you. We have tools that will give you all sorts of data and insight to find some spots and have some things jump off the page. We have tools that help you find the videos so you can do your own tape study. All of those picks, all of those bets, all of those tools, the artificial intelligence, everything is available for freaking $10. And that $10 will get you clean through the end of the year. You're going to get UFC 323. You're going to get UFC Qatar. You're going to get the fight night that closes out the year. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Let's go ahead and talk about this card. This is a chalk-heavy card. I'll tell you right now. Obviously, anytime you get a card with a bunch of UFC debuts, which we do have here, you could have some chaos, but for the most part, this should be steady Eddie, level set kind of card. Most of the favorites should win. We just saw that at UFC 322. And the funniest part about doing these breakdowns and giving out picks is if I pick a lot of favorites, inevitably, bro picked all favorites. Bro's picking favorites. But then we get cards like UFC 322 where 12 of 14 favorites won. 12 of 14 favorites won. This card feels exactly the same. There are 14 fights on this card. I imagine most favorites are going to win here. We do have one fight without any odds yet. If that dude's a dog, we're talking about Denzel. If he's a dog, I will bet on him. Let's go ahead and talk about some of my most confident favorites and some solid dogs. While I do think this is a favorite-heavy card, there are some solid dogs here. Tagir Ulanbekov, favorite-wise, I love this dude. He's a 2-1 right now, minus 200. I understand Kyoji Horiguchi is a former UFC fighter, and he had a great record in the UFC. He was 10-1. But that was 8 years ago, 10 years ago. That was Demetrius Johnson's era. That was against a much lower caliber of fighter. He then left the UFC and has had a mixed bag on the regional scene. He is not the same fighter anymore, and he never could really defend takedowns that well. Tagir Ulanbekov is a big Dagestani wrestler. He can muscle you to the ground. He can close the distance. He can get these takedowns. And this is sort of a home field advantage with the judges. Tagir Ulanbekov is coming off a 30-27. That should have been at minimum a 29-28, potentially a split. This could be a very similar decision. I think Tagir kind of runs away with this fight. Then we have Saygid Izagakhmaev. Here we go. We got there. This is an interesting fight because it's a tale of two stories. One, the fighter, Saygid, is a very good fighter. You're going to look at his face. You're going to see no mustache. You're going to see a beard. You're going to assume he's a wrestler. And yes, he can wrestle, but he's also a very powerful striker. That's the first story. The second story is he's fighting an older Nicolas Dalby who is getting dropped. An older Nicolas Dalby who is starting to get worn out. An older Nicolas Dalby who can be taken down. I think Saygid is a great spot here. I think he is going to rise to the occasion. Then we have Shamil Gaziev. This dude's ugly as shit. He's ugly, but sometimes ugly fighters are good at fighting. That's why they do that. If he was handsome, he'd be on Instagram doing shit like that. He might be wearing a dress like Michael Morales, but he's hideous. So he's out there fighting the big boys at heavyweight. I think he wins this fight. Obviously, Sergey Spivak can wrestle, can grapple, but Shamil is also a very good wrestler. Even if Sergey gets a takedown, Shamil will be fine. He will work his way back up. Shamil hits hard. He's got the better striking. He's got decent wrestling as well. Shamil should win this fight. -138 feels pretty solid. And then a Ulanbekov. This is a similar tale of two stories. He, in his own right, is a very good fighter. He's fast. He's accurate. He's clean. He can shoot takedowns. He can do everything. And also on the other side is Alex Perez. If Alex Perez does anything outside of the leg kicks, that's it. Like, it's the leg kicks. He's going to blast the legs. If he can't blast the legs because he's getting taken down, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. I think Ulanbekov is a great pick. Underdog-wise, we do have some solid underdogs. Bogdan Grad is one of those underdogs. I am surprised to see that he is such a huge, huge dog here. The reality is he's fighting a Cage Warriors guy. I understand a lot of Brits are going to be watching this video right now, and you guys get very defensive of Cage Warriors. Do we need to be reminded about Harry Hardwick, your champion? The guy fucking sucked. There's some Cage Warriors guys that are not very good, and over the long term, they are unproven. You're going to be like, well, Conor McGregor was... Yeah, of course, some people are good. When you have a promotion that's been running for 20 years, you're going to get some good guys coming out of it, but I would argue a lot of these Cage Warriors guys are just fast strikers that think they're better than they are, and Bogdan Grad could end up beating Luke Riley, because Luke Riley is exactly that. He's a fast striker. He thinks he's better than he is. Where Bogdan Grad, going to be the slower fighter for sure, can come forward, can just box his way in, grind some takedowns. The Cage Warrior guys tend to get taken down. I am picking Luke Riley, but Bogdan Grad is a great dog. These odds are far too wide. Then we have Ryan Loder. Ryan Loder is a Division I, good old-fashioned American wrestler. And he is fighting a guy that he could absolutely take down. His opponent is somebody who can strike or grapple. I have not seen that guy do both. I've seen fights where he's striking. I've seen fights where he's wrestling. I have not seen him mix that together well. So if we get the striker version of his opponent and Ryan Loder comes in here with a wrestle-heavy game plan, as he should, he could absolutely squeak out a win here. Then we have Aleksandre Topuria. 2 days ago, he was the favorite. He is now the underdog. These odds are sort of swinging that way. This is a close fight. This is a very competitive fight. Picking somebody in this fight is not an easy task because they're both good at different things and they can get after it. I am saying he's a solid underdog here because right now he is the dog, and the way the line is moving, he'll get a more and more money coming against him and he'll become an even bigger dog. I think Topuria wins this fight. So Topuria as a dog, I don't know if I'm going to bet it, but if he ends up +115, +120, like now we're talking about something very different here. And then Belal Muhammad. Ian Gary should win, right? He's long. He's got great striking. He can manage range. He's got great jiu-jitsu defense. He should win. But we've seen him taken down before. We've seen that Belal can be a dog and just get in your face. So Belal Muhammad at almost 2-1 is not insane. He could absolutely come forward, have an insane wrestle-heavy game plan, take down Ian Gary a couple times. We don't know what this commission's going to care about or not care about. When you go to Vegas, you know those judges don't care about wrestling. We just saw in New York the judges did care about wrestling. Mataus Camillo won that decision because of some takedowns, empty takedowns. The exact type of takedowns that if they happened in Las Vegas wouldn't have mattered. Same thing with a little bit of the Fatima Klein fight. She got after it as well, but she had a couple of empty takedowns in the second round, and the judges, one of them, didn't care about those empty takedowns. Said, yeah, Angela Hill wins this round. The other two judges did care about the empty takedowns and say, yeah, there were takedowns there. So I don't know what the Qatar judges are going to do. I don't know if they're going to see a takedown to be like, well, I don't care. Is he striking? Is he looking to advance position? Because if we get some judges that are like, takedown, great, close round, he got a takedown, he won that round, then Belal Muhammad could absolutely squeak out a win here. Here's a look at my bets. Right now I have 5 units on the board, but it is very important to note it is insanely early in the week. I don't have all the options yet, and I'm filming this insanely early in the week because this fight card starts at 9 a.m. local. 9 a.m. my time, so not local to the event, but local to me, 9 o'clock in the morning. A vast majority of our viewers will have a very early morning fight card. So for you all, I'm going to get you the bets as early as possible because I know a lot of you wait till Saturday because I see that's when the premium memberships come in. I see every Saturday we get a whole slew of new members because they stumbled across the video or it's an event they're interested in. Let me take a peek behind the curtain and see what they got going on. It's $10. Who cares? Let's see. Problem is, if you wait too long and you're creeping in on Saturday, you might be halfway through the card. So I'm trying to get this out onto your feeds as early as possible so you can get ahead of it and not miss out on some of the action. Let's go ahead and jump into the bets. I got 5 units right now. As more prop bets drop, they're not all available right now. As the week goes on and more props are available, more bets will be put on the board. Just keep an eye on WeWantPicks.com. If you have the app, make sure notifications are turned on. We have the safety parlay at plus 125. The safety parlay has been plus money 80% of the time. 80% of the time, the safety parlay has been plus money. It's getting a little riskier, but we're also leaning in the plus money. The feedback last year was, yeah, I get that it hits 70% of the time, but it's minus 250. And that's stupid. Okay, great. Here's your plus money safety parlay. It was plus money last week, plus money the week before that, plus money the week before that. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I don't think it was plus money. I think it was like minus 105. Anyway, we got a plus money safety parlay at plus 125 on the board. You can check that out on the website. The other bets, we have Saygid, Izagakhmaev, and Asu Ambayev parlay together. Basically even money, minus 101. All the reasons I mentioned earlier. I think the two of them win their fights pretty convincingly. And in both of those fights, I am fading the opponent as well. I think each fighter is the better fighter, and I don't think their opponents are that good, at least not at this point in their careers. So solid even money parlay. Then a straight money line on Shamil Gaziev. I think he wins. But I wasn't going to parlay him and tank a parlay because they are heavyweights and anything can happen. Threw a half a unit on him. Then we have Tagir Ulanbekov parlayed with the round line of Muhammad and Gary over 2.5. Bilal Muhammad is tough. We've seen him take a beating. Ian Gary is tough. He's durable. He's got good jiu-jitsu. That fight, in all accounts, should go the distance. And then we have Tagir Ulanbekov, a very confident fighter. The two of them together, plus 104 parlay. I absolutely love that parlay. I love those odds. It is only a half a unit because the only bets I've really been getting smoked on lately are the round lines because this sport ends up being wildly unpredictable. The fact that Tracy Cortez and Aaron Blanchfield finished in the second round with 10 seconds left was devastating. So we're going to play it cool here. Half a unit. I do love that bet. I almost made that the safety parlay, but then the safety parlay is plus 125 and it's 2 money lines. So I'm not messing around with round lines, and I love betting on round lines, but then you're also sweating in a different capacity in that fight. Then we have Spivak and Gaziev over 1.5 rounds. Yes, they're heavyweights. I don't know why that's a 1.5 round line. They are two heavyweights that can absolutely go to a decision and do go to decisions. I think that fight should be a 2.5 round line. So you're going to give me over 1.5. I will take that half a unit there. Then we have Tsarukyan and Dan Hooker over 3.5. I understand. I think Arman Tsarukyan wins this fight. But Dan Hooker is not somebody people just run through. He's not. He can stay safe on the ground. He's very long. Arman Tsarukyan may actually strike for a little bit in this matchup. And if all he's doing is wrestling, Arman Tsarukyan's not just like choking people unconscious left and right. He has far more decisions than he does finishes. It's not even close. Oh, he knocked out Chinny Beneil Dariush. Like, I am picking Arman Tsarukyan. I think he wins this fight, but there is a level of delusion here. There are people all over Arman Tsarukyan talking about he's not Gamrot. Yeah, he lost to Gamrot. You're right. He lost to Gamrot. They fought for 25 minutes, and it was competitive, but he lost. So I'm picking Tsarukyan. I think he wins, but I think he wins a decision. Then we have Arman Tsarukyan parlayed with Almakhan and Topuria over 1.5. The previous bet was Arman Tsarukyan over 3.5. I think he wins a decision or it goes long. This bet is him just straight up money line, and I parlayed him with another round over the Almakhan Topuria fight. Both of those guys are tough. They will both get after it, but they're both tough. They both can finish, but they're not like these insane, we've knocked everybody out, so of course when we fight each other, we'll knock each other out. That's not what they are. So on another interesting 1.5 round line, I was surprised it was 1.5, now 2.5. The two of them together is minus 115 through a full unit on that those are the bets I have right now. As I mentioned, go to the website, WeWantPicks.com. More bets are flying in. I'm placing these bets before everything is available because I'm trying to get this out to you as early as possible. Here's a couple of other bets on the board from the other boys. We got Jacob. We've got Bet Sam. We've got the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence doesn't pick bets. It's an AI that picks fights based off of data, but then we have a human being interpret the data and write up how accurate the AI is. For example, the AI, and this isn't a fact. I'm just giving you the context of what the write-ups say. The AI is picking middleweights at 80% accurate. It has picked this middleweight are these odds. We feel this is a great bet for those reasons. Something like that. So you have a lot of different options on the board. Here's a couple of those teasers. We do have some future bets as well. 3 units on a UFC 323 money line on the board. We have a Ryan Loder money line at plus 135. That is a Bet Sam bet. We have a submission prop bet at plus 1,400, a knockout prop bet at plus 800, and then Bet Sam Slam of the Week. That is the new beacon of stability. I can't even, as much as it pains me to say that, he has hit 9 of 10. 9 of 10. He does it a little different, right? I do the safety parlay. It's a parlay. Every time it's a parlay, and I always do 1 unit. Bet Sam adjusts his units. Sometimes the Slam of the Week's not the greatest odds in the world, but he adjusts accordingly. And sometimes the odds are solid, and he still slams the bet down. So check it all out at WeWantPicks.com. 16 total of units of bets on the board right now. Far more to come because this video will be filmed very early in the week. And if you want a couple of extra bucks, we will send you a couple of extra bucks. Real money sent to you. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Just go to the URL on the screen. From there, you'll have a couple of different options, a couple of different links that you could use, different pros and cons for each one. Jump in using the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 to think. It's affiliate marketing. They're going to give me a one-time payment, like thank you for the customer. I'm going to go whap, whap, whap. Fruit Ninja style, slice off some of that money and give it right back to you. Very simple, very straightforward. It's a win-win-win. Go to the URL, sign up, make a deposit. We will go ahead and get you paid. Here are the upcoming fight cards. The year's sort of winding down, and I'm cool with it. Because first of all, we have a lot of really good fights coming up. We have Naurdiev literally setting a record for the most amount of title defenses in a calendar year. Then we have this matchup, this card. A number 1 contender slot for both lightweight and welterweight. The welterweight's going to come down to who wins and how they win. And then we have a very good flyweight fight as well to close out the year. But why I am excited is A, we've got a lot of really good fights coming up. And B, I cannot wait to see what Paramount looks like. I cannot wait to see what these events on Paramount, the free events on CBS. I'm so excited for that, guys. Thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, do all the things. When these fight cards wind down for the year, you can guarantee I will be sitting in this chair breaking down future fight cards 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance. So like, subscribe, show some appreciation for the boy, and make sure you don't miss any of the content. Thank you for being here, and good luck this weekend.